Well, that's right, Francis. Dr. Nandipha Magudumana appearing in court alongside her father, Zolile Sekeleni, and, of course, the former G4S warder, Senohe Matsoara, and Teboho Lipho, who is an alleged co-conspirator in the escape of Thabo Bester from prison. As you indicated, breaking news, the father, Zolile Sekeleni, granted 10,000 rand bail. The state did not oppose that, as he is facing a Schedule 1 offences. And we also heard, that Lipho, for example, who is the CCTV technician who was at the Mangawong prison where Bester had escaped from, he did not have legal counsel and asked the court to provide him with one. We also heard that he has a previous conviction of stock theft, Francis. So essentially, at this point, with Sekeleni, who's been granted bail of 10,000 rand, he will be back in court on May the 16th, and that is the same day that convicted Facebook rapist Thabo Bester will also be back in court here in Bloemfontein. Now, we were waiting to hear if the bail applications would go ahead for the other accused in this particular matter. What we now know is that the bail applications for the three others will be heard on the 3rd and the 4th of May. So that's when the bail applications will be heard inside this court. We understand that the state is opposing those bail applications. Just a few moments ago, before we came to air, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, who's been remanded in custody with the other three accused, just left this premises here, the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court, and she is now headed back to Kroonstad. That is where she has been incarcerated at that correctional facility in Kroonstad. The others have also left. There was quite a large police presence here, Francis, just a few moments ago, where Dr. Nandipha had also left. We also saw some family members, the Sekeleni family members. You'd recall the father is Zolile Sekeleni. The family members were also here. I could see them carrying some plastics, perhaps those plastics containing some clothing and perhaps some food, given that he's been granted bail of 10,000 rand. And what also happened in court this morning, Francis, is that we heard from the prosecution indicating that they wanted Dr. Nandipha Magudumana to show her face inside court. Recall, since she arrived back in the country, Francis, when we captured her coming off that flight after they'd been deported with Thabo Bester from Tanzania, she had her face covered all the time. She's always wearing a mask and a hoodie, but the court wanted to satisfy itself today that indeed the person that was standing in the dock is her, and asked her to remove her mask. There was a bit of an objection from the defense, which is Dr. Nandipha Magudumana's lawyer, but eventually she removed her hoodie and also her mask, and the court was able to satisfy itself that indeed it was her that was standing in the dock. So we've got now these two postponements. The conditions that are also attached to the bail conditions of Mr. Sekeleni include that he has got to report to the police station in Port Edward. That's where he stays, and also he would also need to not leave that jurisdiction in the Port Edward magisterial district. So those are some of the conditions that are attached to his bail. But that 10,000 rand, we're also still waiting to see. Perhaps he's left, maybe he has not left, but we understand that once he has paid that 10,000 rand, this is where he will emerge from. The family members were standing here just a few moments ago. They have left. Whether a decoy has been created for us as the media, maybe he's left already, certainly remains to be seen at this stage. But of course, over the past hour, breaking news that Zolile Sekeleni, who is the father of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, granted 10,000 rand bail, the state not opposing that, and he's back in court on the 16th of May, to reiterate. That is on the same day that the convicted Facebook rapist and murderer Thabo Bester will be back inside this court. The others will apply for bail on the 3rd and 4th of May. This includes Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, and of course the state indicating that it is opposing bail.